Prognosis of multiple myeloma, serum beta 2 microglobulins. So this is the single most powerful predictor of survival and can substitute for staging. So which is the single most powerful predictor of survival? So it is serum beta 2 microglobulin. So this beta 2 microglobulin, so this is the light chain of the class 1 major histocompatibility antigens. Beta 2 microglobulin, so this is the light chain of the class 1 major histocompatibility antigens HLA A, B, C on the surface of every cell. So this is the light chain of the class 1 major histocompatibility antigens A, B, C on the surface of every cell. So this is the single most powerful predictor of survival and can substitute for staging. So combination of serum beta 2 microglobulin and albumin levels, they form the basis for a 3-stage international staging system. So if we combine this serum beta 2 microglobulin and albumin levels, so they form the basis for a 3-stage international staging system. So this predicts a survival. So with the use of high dose therapy and the newer agents, so we are using high dose therapy and with newer agents. So this Jury-Solomon staging, it is unable to predict outcome. So this Jury-Solomon staging, this is no longer used. High labeling index, circulating plasma cells, performance status, and high levels of LDH. So these are also associated with poor prognosis. So what are associated with poor prognosis? High labeling index, circulating plasma cells, performance status, and high levels of LDH. So they are also associated with poor prognosis. So this is the risk stratification in myeloma. So this is according to the chromosomal abnormalities. So standard risk, so karyotype no chromosomal aberration, and karyotype any abnormality on conventional karyotype. So FISH means, so high risk, so the expected survival is 2 to 3 years. So this is seen in deletion 17p, 414, 1416, 1420, and amplification 1q34. This 1114, so this has got a standard risk and deletion 13, 414, 1416, 1420, and 1q34. So this has got a highest risk along with deletion 17p. So this is the international staging system. So in this international staging system, here we are using beta 2 microglobulin and albumin. So albumin is like, it's normal, greater than or equal to 3.5. Beta 2 microglobulin is less. So the median survival with this is 62%. If albumin is low and beta 2 microglobulin is low, so here the median survival is 44, or beta 2 microglobulin 3.52. If beta 2 microglobulin is high, no, then the median survival drops to 29%. And then we have this revised international staging. So here what is there? International stage 1 and standard risk for, here again this chromosomal abnormalities, like standard risk for chromosomal abnormalities and normal LDH. Stage 2 means patients not meeting criteria for stage 1 or stage 3. Stage 3 means ISS stage 3 and either high risk for chromosomal anomalies or high LDH. So here in stage 3 means ISS stage 3, that is beta 2 microglobulin is high, along with chromosomal risk is also high, along with even LDH is also high. So what are the other features suggesting high risk disease? De novo plasma cell leukemia, extramedullary disease, elevated LDH, and high risk gene expression profile. So all these also have high risk. So what are the other features suggesting high risk disease? De novo plasma cell leukemia, extramedullary disease, elevated LDH, high risk gene expression profile. So other factors that may influence prognosis. So what are the other factors that will influence prognosis or detection of any cytogenetic abnormalities, including hypodiploidy by karyotype, fish showing chromosome 17p deletion, translocation 4, 14, 14, 16, 14, 20 and 1q34 amplification, chromosome 13q deletion previously thought to predict poor outcomes. So this is not a predictor following the use of newer agents. So the ISS system incorporate the cytogenetic changes. So this is revised ISS. So this is the most widely used method for assessing prognosis. So which is mostly used for assessing prognosis? Revised ISS. Micro array profiling has formed the basis for RNA based prognostic staging systems. Micro array profiling, so this has formed the basis for RNA based prognostic staging systems. Genome sequencing efforts have allowed for characterization of critical genes, their pathways and clonal heterogeneity in myeloma. Genome sequencing efforts, so they have allowed for characterization of critical genes, pathways and clonal heterogeneity. So the median number of mutations per transcribed genome in myeloma is 58 and within the whole genome it is greater than 7,000. A very heterogeneous mutational landscape with no unifying mutation has been observed. The most frequently mutated genes are KRAS and NRAS, 20% each, followed by TP53, DIS3, FAM46C and BRAF. KRAS, NRAS, BRAF, TP53, DIS3, KRAS, NRAS 20%, BRAF in 5 to 10%. All other mutations were observed in less than 5% of the patients. So these results are now being applied to develop new targeted personalized therapies in myeloma. Non-secretory myeloma means no M protein, but bone marrow clonal plasmacytosis is greater than or equal to 10% or there is a plasmacytoma. Myeloma related organ or tissue impairment will be there, but there won't be any M protein in serum or urine with immunofixation. So this is albumin. So here this Church Spire, so this is the Church Spire sharp peak. So because of M protein, so this is a serum protein electrophoresis. So when we do this immunofixation, then we can see whether it is IgG. So here you can see IgG and whether it is kappa or lambda. So with immunofixation, we can know which M component is present in this Church. So which component is seen in this Church Spire. So albumin, alpha 1, alpha 2, beta, and this is the gamma globulin area. So in this gamma globulin area, we can see the Church Spire pattern, and in immunofixation, we can see the IgG and either kappa or lambda chain elevation. So this is about multiple myeloma. Thank you.